D, I'm just showing you how you can integrate it to conform with what you already know. Using these powerful setups within the marketplace will give you a better indication or clue that you can anticipate that if this is a high closed doji, I want to go long, and at that point in time, notice that, hey, wait a minute, the MACD is higher than that low. This is probably bullish divergence, and I'm going to look for this market to take off, and we should see higher highs and higher lows, and I'm going to profit from this. And guess what? You do. Great job. Now let's take a look at stochastics and MACD. I use a fast stochastics, and this is your regular setting with MACD. 12, 26, 9, and your 14, 3 setting for your fast stochastics. Now we have bearish divergence, which is reflective in what? Our stochastics. We definitely have a lower low. Stochastics has a higher low. MACD has a higher low as well. We don't have a double moving average crossover, but notice our MACD histogram finally triggers a zero line cross, which confirms an equal opposite tweezer bottom. Isn't that something? So stochastic signals and convergence in MACD, sometimes you don't get that convergence signal in the MACD, but you do in stochastics. But therefore, I think by utilizing and understanding the relationship, by not just focusing on the moving average of MACD, by focusing on the histogram, by focusing on that zero line cross, and then utilizing your stochastics, it'll help give you a better indication of a potential market move. Now we get into Fibonacci. Now Fibonacci series, and this is in your course manual as well, indicates, of course, the relative series of numbers in an infinite series that each number is added to the previous, such as 1 and 1 equals 2, 2 and 1 equals 3, 3 and 2 equals 5, and 5 and 3, 8, and so forth, and that goes on to infinity. The difference between the actual number series and the ratio of the numbers is the difference between what the ratio is between the numbers. If you think about it, 50% of 2 is 1, right? And so there's a ratio difference in between these numbers and the corresponding relationship. This is the actual portrait that Leonardo da Vinci said that from the nose to the pubic crest was exactly 618% of the overall length of the human body. So he really discovered the Fibonacci numbers in using with them. And so I think that's where we get more and more amazing results, because everything in life has to deal with these Fibonacci ratios. A lot of things, I must say. If you take your credit card out, the length is, or the height of your credit card is 618% of the length. So even just in everyday simple things, we deal with Fibonacci numbers. Fibonacci numbers are derived from the calculations within the Fibonacci series numbers, as you and I just went over with you. The most common numbers are 38%, 50%, 618, 78, 100%, 127, and 1618. Now, of the numbers, the most important is the 618, and it's called the golden ratio number due to the many coincidences that occurs. For example, you'll take 89 equals plus or minus 618 of 144. 144 divided by 233 is 618, and so forth, and so forth, and so forth. So there's a lot of relationship in mathematics and distances. And of course, we are looking at mathematics and distances of price and time in trading in the markets, and that's why people look at Fibonacci. Fibonacci analysis, it's a seminar within itself, and I find that pivot points on a longer term time frame works more times than not, and actually it's more accurate than Fibonacci is. And you can go and study this yourself. It's taken me about 20 years to figure it out, but many of my good friends who are Fibonacci experts have tried to convert me to solely using Fibonacci, and I've actually helped convert them to go back to pivot point analysis, mainly because of the fact it's easier and it's less subjective. You don't have to determine what the actual peak or trough or high or low of the market was to determine a correction or extension level. But we're going to go through that and show you what I mean by that. In a correction can last from point A to point B. Subjectivity, what's point A? Was it the first low, the second low, the bottom low? It's the low. It's not really that hard to figure.